What up, random rockers? So, Den of Thieves is the first review 2018. Den of Thieves is where we were talking about. Starring Gerard Butler, 50 Cent, the Ice Cube's son, whose actual name escapes me, who also happened to play his father, and he needed to prove, and in fact, he's proven in this film, if anything, I will say on a positive note, that he is definitely better showcases that he can be a good actor, and he doesn't have to have relied on the fact that he knows how his dad is, which is what that whole Ice Cube thing with NWA and all that stuff was with Straight Outta Compton. But I've enjoyed this film for the most part for a heist film, even as more of an action kind of film in that kind of way. Some people have compared it to Heat, and even maybe the original Point Break with Keanu Reeves, Gary Busey, and the late great Patrick Swayze. Well, at times great, I guess. Here nor there, I guess, on that one. But yeah. I really did. I surprisingly enjoyed this film that came out in January. I mean, Split was another example of that. And this is another one, but there's a lot more of that this month for this year as opposed to last year. Kind of gives me some hope that maybe we'll actually be getting a pretty good year for films in 2018, fingers crossed. And for the most part, I'd say that there's not much I can say that's even worth spoiling, though I would definitely say that the main scene for 50 Cent involving his daughter doing a prom date thing and pretty much putting the fear of God in this kid and how they handled that and executed that was just hysterical. It's just one of the funniest scenes thus far in film for 2018. At least until we actually see a really good funny movie, you know? Yeah. Wow. I mean, I have a friend who enjoyed this, and the other was not much paying attention, which was, of course, trying to deal with your wife sometimes. I mean, it's whatever. I mean, I'm hoping they both enjoyed it, what they bothered to pay attention to. But for me, I paid definite attention with this, and I actually had fun with this. Sure, it has its usual tropes, but it's shot and choreographed, very cinematography and all that is just very well done. It's worth talking about it, and this is a fresh, brand new director, so for a first-time film, this isn't a bad job, even though your writer was someone who's involved with a lesser film with London Has Fallen and whatnot, which is probably how Gerard Butler got the role. In fact, he is executive producing on this film, which kind of does state that he really enjoyed this film and really enjoyed working on this film and wanted to talk about it. And you could tell he gave a big flying fuck. He cared about what he did in this film. Not saying that he hasn't in other films, but you could tell some moments he does phone in places. But this is probably the best for me personally, in terms of something that I'm used to of this kind of caliber. Sort of. Gerard Butler actually brings an interesting role. Does an interesting job here in a way that's semi-better than his time on 300. Dare I say? Probably haven't enjoyed it in terms of performance and actual decent dialogue. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of gray areas in between both the cops, Gerard Butler, and his major crimes unit, which is kind of more comes off more game-like, I guess, as opposed to the more semi-self-righteous people who are trying to pull this heist. You definitely are somewhat invested in how things are somewhat going down, and the ending. Some people will say it doesn't make actual sense, and some people say it's bad. I don't see it as bad. Cliche, like every other type of heist film might be to some people, sure, but for what I got out of this, it was pretty well done, pretty well worth talking about, and yeah, I definitely enjoyed this film. I'd thumbs up, man. I mean, you could give it a little bit of a mixed bag for me in some places, but it's definitely more favorable. I'd say, for me, I'd give it somewhat mixed. You could say mixed, but in a more positive and favorable way. But it's fairly good film. I definitely say if you want to check it out in theaters, definitely go ahead and try to check it out. It's more of a film that I would say you'd probably better off watching it as a matinee as opposed to full price, but if you do, it's good enough that it'd be worthwhile for that reason, but it'd be pretty low full price, I'd say. So yeah, definitely in a way kind of worth some of your money, worth some of your time. Definitely somewhat of a film out of January worth somewhat checking out, even if you want to wait to rent it or see it on cable when it comes out on cable TV, that's fine too. But overall, for the most part, it's not a terrible theater experience at all. It's actually gives you enough to want to invest in, and there's some slight script issues, I guess, but nothing that just pops out at you, surface level wise. It's good. And so for January film, yeah, I'd say dang good and definitely worth checking out, especially if you just haven't bothered to see any of the Maze Runner films, which is why I didn't bother to see this Death Cure or whatever thing. I'm hearing good on that for the most part. But I really did. Yeah, I definitely give it a shot, guys. But you know what? But enough with what I have to say, guys. What did you guys think? Leave a comment below. Let me know. Rock that like button for this video with thrust if you must. As always, guys, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking. And I'll see you in the next video, which will be a review for Corrosion of Conformities, No Cross, No Crown. And for now, aside from the fact that I'm pretty pumped for some BT Bam coming out in March, but that's March. Still kind of got a couple months. And kind of around my birthday weekend, so yeah, happy birthday to me when that happens. So, yeah, that's some stuff to look forward to for 2018, aside from, of course, Tremonti and so on and so forth, or Tool, Perfect Circle. Apparently, System Down, you can mark that off, unfortunately, not going to happen, but whatever. And, at some point, I'd like to do some classic reviews. I may decide to do a review of a particular COC album that I've been kind of meaning to, I guess. Let's check that out as well. Again, as always, for those of you still watching, keep it random, keep it real, keep it rocking, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, y'all.